Every year, millions of travelers flock to iconic destinations, guided by glossy brochures and shimmering Instagram posts. But have you ever arrived somewhere only to think, is this it? Viewcation presents the most overrated tourist attractions in the world. Stonehenge, England. The mystery of Stonehenge, with its ancient stone formations, has long drawn visitors to the English countryside. However, many leave feeling a tad underwhelmed. While historically significant, the site is often smaller than many expect from photos. With tourists kept at a distance to preserve the stones, the intimacy and connection some hope to feel are often elusive. Add to this the crowds and the nearby noisy highway, and the serenity of this ancient wonder can feel compromised. The Mona Lisa, the Louvre in Paris. Nestled in the vast Louvre Museum is the Mona Lisa, arguably the world's most famous painting. Yet for many, the experience of seeing her is more chaotic than contemplative. Beyond the layers of thick protective glass, you'll find yourself jostling with a sea of eager tourists, all trying to catch a glimpse or snap a quick selfie. The painting's smaller size, combined with the bustling crowd, can make the experience feel less magical than many anticipate. Pyramids of Giza, Egypt. The Pyramids of Giza, standing tall against the test of time, are undoubtedly a marvel, but the experience around these ancient structures is often marred by aggressive souvenir vendors and hordes of tourists. The proximity of the bustling city of Cairo also detracts from the isolated desert imagery that many visitors expect. While the pyramids themselves are an architectural wonder, the surrounding commercialism can lessen the impact of their ancient allure. Venice, Italy. Venice, with its winding canals and historic charm, seems like a dream destination, but peel back the romanticized layer, and the reality is a city grappling with over-tourism. The narrow alleys are often congested with visitors, making a leisurely stroll a challenge. Authentic Venetian experiences are harder to come by, as many local shops have been replaced by souvenir stalls. And while a gondola ride might sound enchanting, the crowded canals and steep prices can dampen the experience. Las Vegas. At first glance, the dazzling lights and world icon replicas may catch your attention in Vegas, but soon it might strike you as more of a gaudy theme park than an actual city. Comprising mostly of a long, single boulevard, the excessive hotels and casinos might cater to a segment of the population, but the true Las Vegas experience should ideally not exceed 24 hours. Hollywood Walk of Fame. While many dream of walking amongst stars in Hollywood, the reality can be quite jarring. Crowds congregate to snap pictures of sidewalk stars, while celebrity impersonators and kitschy souvenir shops crowd the surroundings. If you're hoping to spot an actual celebrity, you might be out of luck, and instead find unexpected or even shocking scenes on this famous street. London Eye. In a city rich with history and world-renowned museums, London's choice to highlight a Ferris wheel as a top attraction might seem odd. The draw might be its claim to fame as Europe's tallest Ferris wheel, but one can't help but question its ranking amongst the UK's attractions. Fisherman's Wharf, San Francisco. Despite the charm of San Francisco, Fisherman's Wharf doesn't truly capture its essence. Dominated by generic souvenir shops and chain eateries, this waterfront spot falls short of providing an authentic San Francisco experience. Temple Bar, Dublin. Marketed as Dublin's cultural quarter, Temple Bar may not be everyone's cup of tea. The medieval charm of its narrow cobbled streets gets overshadowed by the throngs of intoxicated tourists and sky-high prices, making it more commercial than cultural. The Little Mermaid, Copenhagen. Walking along the waterfront in Copenhagen will inevitably lead you to the Little Mermaid, but the anticipation might not match the reality, as the statue, a mere 4 feet tall, could leave visitors feeling underwhelmed, to say the least. Manneken Pis, Brussels. Despite its fame and the countless postcards it graces in Brussels, the Manneken Pis statue might not meet your expectations. Its small stature often gets overshadowed by eager tourists, and its peculiar design choice can be baffling to many. San Francisco's cable cars. While iconic to San Francisco, the cable cars might not offer the value one might expect. The short trips up and down the hills can be pricey, and the views from within aren't any different from those outside. Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. Available in numerous cities globally, the appeal of Madame Tussauds remains puzzling to some. The allure of posing next to lifelike wax figures of celebrities may be strong for many, but the experience could feel out of place in major city destinations. Blue Grotto, Capri. The allure of the intense blue waters inside the Blue Grotto might draw many to Capri, but the hassle of getting there, combined with often prohibitive weather conditions, might not justify the trip for all. Times Square, New York City. The dazzling lights of Times Square might paint an enchanting picture on screen, but the ground reality offers a contrasting tale. Constantly swarming with tourists and locals, the famous square is notorious for its noise and overwhelming crowds. While the allure of snapping that quintessential Times Square photo might be tempting, in practice, it's nearly impossible without countless photo bombers in your frame. Beyond the bright billboards, Times Square's charm is fleeting. Within minutes, you might find yourself yearning for a more authentic NYC experience, like a stroll in Central Park or a visit to the Brooklyn Bridge. Champs-Élysées. Paris, with its romantic allure, beckons travelers from all corners, yet the famous Champs-Élysées might not live up to its dreamy reputation. While its majestic appearance promises luxury and elegance, many visitors are disappointed by overpriced global brands and less than stellar dining options catering mostly to tourists. For genuine luxury shopping in Paris, avenues like Montaigne are far more promising. And if you want to soak in some Parisian history, you can visit the iconic Arc de Triomphe without spending too much time on Champs-Élysées. Disney World. Billed as the happiest place on Earth, Disney World, for some, is increasingly feeling like the most overpriced one. Recent years have seen a surge in prices, and nearly every experience inside comes with a price tag. The ever-growing crowds and resulting long lines, combined with the increasing commercialization, have dimmed the magic for many. If a Disney experience is non-negotiable, consider a visit to the lesser crowded and more conservation-focused Animal Kingdom. The Leaning Tower of Pisa. Known globally for its tilt, the Leaning Tower of Pisa often leaves travelers scratching their heads. While it's become a renowned selfie backdrop, the throngs of tourists, all trying to capture that holding up the tower shot, make it challenging to enjoy. Surprisingly smaller than imagined, and further straightened in recent years for safety reasons, it's a brief moment of intrigue among aggressive souvenir sellers and overpriced cafes. If you're after leaning towers in Italy, consider exploring lesser-known ones like the Chiesa di San Michele degli Scalzi near Pisa or those in Bologna. Dubai. Dubai, the shining beacon of the Middle East, is often hailed as the pinnacle of luxury and modernity. Its towering skyscrapers, including the iconic Burj Khalifa, and man-made islands like the Palm Jumeirah, are testaments to human ambition. And at first glimpse, it bedazzles with opulence, but the city can sometimes feel like a glitzy facade. The extravagant shopping malls, while impressive, often house the same global brands you can find elsewhere. And while you can ski indoors and dine at underwater restaurants, these experiences come with a hefty price tag. The city's rapid development has also somewhat overshadowed its rich history, making it a challenge for visitors to connect deeply with the local culture. Now it's time to hear from you. What's the most overrated attraction you've ever visited? Let us know in the comments section below.